Hi there, welcome to this video. I'm down at the pond and my kingfisher hide. Now, I haven't been down to the pond for a while, but the owner has said that there's been sightings of the kingfisher again, so fingers crossed I might see something today. Now, if you've been watching the channel recently, you know that I've had an operation to remove my gallbladder and I'm still recovering from that, so I thought visiting the hide today, having a nice relaxing morning, sitting, watching the wildlife out here on the pond would be just the ticket. So come along with me because I know that I'm really going to enjoy my photography. A few weeks ago I did film a video from my bird hide, and that was filmed the day after my operation. Now, I do want to thank everybody who took the time to wish me a speedy recovery. That was really appreciated, but my recovery is going really well. My scars have healed and I'm pretty much back to normal. I just didn't fancy walking around a nature reserve carrying a lot of equipment because I didn't want to put any strain on my scars and anything that might still not have completely mended internally. So I'm just giving it an extra week, but probably by next week I think I'll feel fit enough to get back out in the field and go to visit a nature reserve again. I did come down to the hide yesterday and the weather was a lot nicer. We had sunny conditions and today it's overcast. So yesterday I could get the shutter speed up a lot higher and I think the photographs were a lot more pleasing because of it. Now, I haven't seen a lot of birds yet today, and that could partly be due to the fact that I've not been here very long and also I'm talking to the camera. But after I finish filming my pieces to camera, I'm going to sit for a while and just see what birds I see. But I'm going to talk you through what I did see yesterday. Now, I don't know whether you can hear there in the background, but there is a water rail. Now, I have heard that today and yesterday. Now, I don't think I stand a great deal of chance of seeing it because there's no banks for it to come out onto, so it'll just be hiding in the reeds. I did get a shot of a water rail when I was at the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust Centre at Slimbridge. That came out onto the bank and I was sitting in a hide at the time, so that was a really good photograph. Now, this water rail that I can hear now isn't very far away. It can be probably, based on how it sounds, no more than about 20 meters away, but it's going to be deep in the reeds. I did see quite a few birds on the other side of the pond and they were quite far away, and at first I just thought they were mallard, and indeed some of them were actually mallard. But when I looked at the photographs when I got home yesterday, I did notice that one of them didn't really seem like a mallard, and so I got out my identification book to try and match it up. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that they are actually teal. But if I am wrong, do let me know down below in the comments. I'm sure somebody will, because I quite often do misidentify birds, and so I don't mind if people let me know, because it's the way that you learn, and I don't claim to be an expert, particularly when it comes to identification. moorhens are quite a common sight here on the pond, and yesterday I did see 2 of them. One of them was even sat in a tree at one point, but I didn't get a photograph of it because it was covered by branches. But they were swimming about on the pond, and they make for quite pleasant photographs because as they swim along they bob their head and they look quite cute, but they've got the very distinct red bill, and so it just makes for a really nice photograph. Now, because the weather was really nice yesterday and warm, it brought out lots of dragonflies, and so I managed to get a very nice photograph of one that landed on one of my perches just in front of the hide, and I think I've identified that as a common darter. It's got a red distinct body and it's quite attractive in its own right. Now, with my 600mm lens I managed to get it quite big, and when I blow it up a little bit and crop in, it makes it quite big in the frame, which is quite pleasing. But then I also saw another, what I thought at first was a dragonfly, but it turns out that when I've identified it, it's actually a damselfly, and it's a banded damoiselle, which is very distinct with its green coloured wings. And as it was flying about, it looked like a butterfly at first, but when it landed, it clearly wasn't, and it really stood out yesterday as it caught the sun as it was flying about. So the highlight of yesterday had to be the sighting of the kingfisher. It flew across the pond several times and then it landed in a tree, but it was actually covered by some bushes. Now, I did manage to get a photograph of it and focus on the kingfisher, and it is not the best photograph because it's got branches in front of it, but it does make for quite an abstract image, so I don't dislike it. But then it flew across again and it landed on the perches right in front of the hide, and so with my 600mm lens I managed to get very close up to it and got some really great detail, and so that was a great way to finish the morning. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stay here in the hide for at least another couple of hours and see what birds I see today. If I see anything else, I'll talk you through that and I'll show you my best photographs at the end of the video. Well, I've spent about 2 hours sitting in the hide and unfortunately no sign of the kingfisher. The most interesting things I've seen this morning have just been mallards and some moorhens. So what I'll do is I'll leave you with some of my favourite shots from yesterday and this morning. That's been a great couple of days of photography. I've really enjoyed myself. Unfortunately, the photographs today haven't been quite as spectacular as yesterday, but I'm glad I came yesterday because it was really lovely conditions, and it was topped off with that great shot of the Kingfisher at the end there. And it's the first time I've taken one up so close with my new Z8 and my 600mm lens, so I'm really pleased with that. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed that video, and if you have, let me know down below in the comments, or nip over to my Instagram or Vero account, that's at Oakden Photography. Leave me your comments there, and you can also see lots of my photographs. Now, if you like what I do on the channel and want to help support me to make future content like this, then you can leave out the gift shop. That's at Teespring. There I've got a range of merchandise on offer, so head off over there because the purchase really does help me out, and it's very much appreciated. But you don't have to spend any money at all to support the channel. You can do that simply by clicking the like, subscribe and the bell notifications. Really helps me out, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on any future content. Watch out for next week's video. That goes live on Sunday. In the meantime, you can go and check out this video just up here. But all that's left now is to say, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.